Welcome to another video on Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. Now today's video is going to be about the exchange shop, so what items should you exchange for the various different currencies, and also because we're talking about currencies, I am going to talk about the cube shop as well. So in case you are considering spending in this game, what are the best packs that you actually want to purchase, etc. And obviously to top it off, today is the 7th day since global launch. So obviously if you manage to complete the beginner mission, you would have being able to get this guaranteed SSR character ticket. So we'll do that summon together as well. Okay, you know what? Let's just do it now. Let's see what we get with it. Let's see. I mean, I kind of obviously want Gojo on the Borough, but let's see whether we can actually be lucky enough with it. Using it, that's Maki, right? Yeah, Maki. Not the greatest character, possibly one of the worst ones. But you know what? It's a new character for me. I'll take it as is. If you take a look at the characters I have, basically I don't have many SSR because obviously I didn't go for Nobara reroll. I just went for Gojo plus his dupe as my reroll. So the only SSR I have is Gojo, Megumi, Todo, and now Maki. Possibly three of the worst SSR, but you know what? That is the life it is, and you can actually clear everything with a Gojo anyway. So you know it doesn't stop me from beating any contents. Okay, now back to the main topic, exchange. So what do you actually want? So for event, I'm going to talk about this separately. When the second half of this event actually get released, then I'll do a comprehensive guide on the whole event. So I'll park this for now. In terms of domain investigation, so basically the thing you want to realize is there are certain items which have a time limit. So there's the gacha ticket. You can get 10 gacha tickets in total. There are 5 that you can get at 500 coins each, and there are also 5 which are brought out, which you can get 300 coins each. And then there's also this crystal, which you need to use in order to break into like level 7 or level 8 in terms of your skill level. So obviously because those are time limited, you can only get the chance to buy them out once per month, so you should obviously always focus on those first. Out of all of them, I would prioritize the gacha ticket first and obviously the cheaper ones. The reason being this, as good as it is, you can get it elsewhere, whereas gacha ticket you can't get it elsewhere. So I mean that's a pretty straightforward decision that you have to make here. This one is also really good. It's another resonance SSR shard, but it's a one-time purchase only, so it's not something that you have to rush to get. So just kind of see how much currency you get left over every single month, and eventually you should be able to get enough left over to actually buy this one. I may even like if you're really in need of like a dupe over anyone else, I may even consider like after you buy out the gacha ticket, whatever is left over, just keep it as. Don't bother with this crystal, and so that you can actually buy this first before then you go into kind of the monthly crystal. It's kind of up to you which one you want to do first. So that's kind of domain investigation. Curse object, I don't recommend you exchange anything unless you're really desperate. Basically, you can, so some items you can see there's a number on the bottom left which says 2 or says 1. You can obviously exchange 5 of the lower grade one to the higher grade. But the reality is, when you're actually farming the harder stages, you actually have really low drop rate for the lower rarity items. So actually, often what I found is that you would be sweeping the harder stages, to get those guaranteed higher grade ones. But then as a result, you hardly get any of those lower rarity ones, and then that actually becomes a problem when you need to upgrade, like say, a brand new character because they would need the lower rarity ones starting off with. So that's kind of why I don't think it's really worth exchanging anything in this cursed object shop. Now, rare material is the place where I say you can actually get this chaotic Jujutsu crystal, and because you can get this here, that's kind of why I said prioritize the exchange shop for gacha tickets in this one instead. Now, in terms of the other ones, this you'll be getting plenty of it through just by beating formidable foes and also very different events. I will be creating a tier list on recollection very soon, just so you guys know which ones you want to dupe first, because there's actually a difference between the tier list for duped memories and also for non-dupe memories. So I will make it very clear in my tier list video for recollections. This is really hard to get. I think you only get it eventually in a game content, which is not actually in the game right now. So you can ignore this for the time being. Friendship point. The main thing you want to aim for is this. You want to get this at least to 3 copies of it first. So basically, every single one of them you can buy 5 times, and you also get 1 copy for free when you clear the story progression naturally. Now you want to buy 3 of this first, mainly so that you can actually get this recollection up to the 2nd level, because that will basically give you 1 extra bit of buff. This is a very, very useful SR recollection, so highly recommend this one. And then you can potentially get 1 copy of this, because when you have a 1 you can get a resurrection. It may come handy on some harder content, because basically what you can do is you can add this onto a character which have the ability to taunt. So you taunt with your, let's say, tank, and then even if they kill you, you have this resurrection which can guarantee you surviving for at least 1 turn. So that is potentially quite useful, like especially if you have like the SSR Panda. He already have like a resurrection by default. So basically you get 2 resurrection plus the fact he can also taunt. So that's kind of why this can be decent if you want to use his dupe ability. Otherwise, I would actually say don't bother with the dupes for anything else here. Instead, actually just exchanging for this beacon of recollection. Now, there are 3 choices here. There's the training, there's the recollection, and there's obviously also the JP. Beacon of recollection is the one that you want, and the way you can tell why this one is the best one, this is the kind of middle one, and this is the worst one to exchange, is that you want to compare this against the efficiency of actually farming them in your enhancement quest. Because basically, if you take a note here, if I clear the stage once, I can get 10k orange training orbs, let's say. That's basically 10k orbs, and this basically I can exchange it to for 5k. So basically what that tells me is that by clearing one stage at difficulty 6, I am basically doing the equivalent of exchanging this twice. So if I apply the same math here, if I exchange this twice, it will be 800. If I exchange this twice, it will be 4000. And now if we compare it back into here, if I clear one stage of this, I can get 4,500. So that's basically higher than what I can get from my exchange. So that's kind of why it's not a good idea to exchange for that. Whereas for the beacon recollection, if I actually clear it, I only get 630. Whereas if I exchange it in the shop, I can get 800. So that's kind of why if you are exchanging for something, this recollection is the best one to exchange for. So that's basically going to be my suggestion here. Gacha points, that's basically for the summon, depending on whether you actually manage to summon. Now you can remember that for every event they give you 10 free ticket, but 10 free ticket you're not able to exchange for anything. So ignore about that for the time being. Now soul shards, I mean this is probably a bit early game for anyone. You have to actually convert dupe characters you have. I don't even have any because obviously I have no one maxed out, etc. But eventually, obviously, you want to aim for Gojo first. Gojo is just the best character, as simple as that. Recollection bits, there's something which is time limited, so always aim for that. It costs a lot for you to be actually able to get that, so good luck just trying to buy the exchange for this every single month. I don't even think you can do it, and because you won't have enough to exchange this for every single month, you can pretty much ignore all of the other items here. Okay. And lastly, Phantom Medal. Basically, right now the choice is between Jogo and Hanami. Hanami is really, really good. Jogo is not bad, but he is a blue DPS, and everyone would have Gojo for blue DPS. So, there's no real need for you to get Jogo here. Hanami is actually incredibly useful for long sustaining battle. So definitely get Hanami. And even if you, let's say, already got Hanami, in the future, they will also add Mahito in this game. Mahito is really, really good as well. So definitely aim for Hanami and Mahito in the future. So that's basically all of the exchange shops, etc. And finally, in terms of cube shops, now for transparency, I know some people are probably curious how much I spent because I clear vast majority of the content. So let me show you guys now. I have spent, first of all, so strictly speaking, I'm not free to play, but I haven't spent much. This is all I bought. I bought a starter gacha pack. Well, actually, there are 2 gacha packs. There's a $1, well, £1 gacha pack, and there's also a £10 gacha pack. I bought both of them, and then also the monthly pass. So in total, I spent 14 bucks. So not a huge amount. So I'm definitely not a whale, so don't confuse me with a whale. You can definitely beat this game as a free to play, in fact, because you can probably tell from my inventory, my backpack, I don't have anything really special other than like a Gojo with dupe. But everything else, it's definitely feasible to clear the game, so you definitely don't have to spend. And in fact, on this note, I don't really recommend people spending so early on, well, at least not too much early on, mainly because Utah is going to be coming out soon, and I know loads of you guys really want to aim for Utah. In this game, the gacha PT is ridiculously high. It's 250 summons for guaranteed character for the pity. So vast majority of you guys, if you do not want to gamble your own luck, a lot of you guys may even restart the game and re-roll for Utah when he actually come out, especially because he will be coming out with Ghetto as well. So a lot of people will probably be trying to go for like a really insane re-roll account for both Utah and also Ghetto at the same time. So that's kind of why I don't really recommend spending too much money right now. I mean, you can probably spend a bit like me, because like even worst case scenario, and I have to restart the game, it's not the worst thing in the world because I haven't really invested in it. But I definitely don't recommend going too hard into the game right now. Now, in terms of what you actually want to aim for when you are buying the packs, monthly pass is the best thing you can get. It's the highest efficiency of number of cubes that you are able to get. Now, not all of them is paid cubes. So a lot of them, in fact, a huge amount is the free cubes. It's 3,000 free cubes and only 430 paid cubes. However, unless you are going on one of those banners, which the step up banner, which is paid cube only, or you're trying to go for one of those which is limited to only one time per day. Otherwise, like free cubes are pretty much the same as paid cubes. So there's really not that much differentiation what you need to do for normal summons, etc. So that's kind of why if you do actually want to buy proper packs, monthly packs is definitely the best one. Now, out of the other ones, because we are so early on in the game, the only other cube packs I would recommend you guys buy is the gacha packs, which are the ones that I have bought as well. The starters gacha pack, you can basically get 10 summon tickets for £1, or you can get 20 summon tickets for £20 for £10. So £10 for 20 tickets, for £1 for 10 tickets. Both of them, I mean, obviously £1 for 10 tickets, that's a massive bargain. You can definitely go for that. The other one is also not bad idea to buy now, mainly because unlike a lot of the other items or packs in this game, which are more like cubes oriented, that one the value more comes from the tickets. And the way this game works is that the tickets can only be used to summon on standard banner, and until they update the standard pool in like 8 months time, like how they did it on JP, otherwise the character you're going to get on standard banner are always going to be the same. So and eventually in the future, to be honest, not many characters in the standard banner right now are that good. Nobara and Gojo are probably the only good ones in my opinion. So if you have to buy a pack for those gacha tickets, now is the time to do it rather than later, because later on those gacha tickets are pretty much going to be useless for you, whereas those cubes, they're always going to be useful. So that's kind of why, in anticipation of the fact that you may have to restart your game account completely when you're re-rolling for Utah, potentially if you're not lucky enough, I don't really highly recommend you guys investing in anything else, which is not quite expensive for lots of cubes. So that's kind of why personally I only recommend for you to concentrate on the monthly pack, because that's the most efficient, and then also the packs which give you gacha ticket, because now is the best time to buy it. You either buy those at the start of the game or you don't buy them at all. So that's kind of the rationale I had when I was deciding which packs to buy. But let's say fast forwards, this is an account you are definitely invested in. You don't really care about potentially re-rolling when Utah is out, etc. Then this is a really really good pack where you can get Soul Shard. This is really good. Not many occasions or situations where you can actually get like an extra character dupe. So that's kind of why you definitely want to aim for this. This one, Reflection, less important. I will almost argue not that important, mainly because every single time in this game, when there's an event, they give you a free SSR, which can be duped to the max. So eventually what you find is actually you would be more likely to be using the free SSR you get from the shops, from the event, because you can actually max them out rather than trying to max out with loads of dupes yourself on a different recollection. So that's kind of why I don't really think that's that important. What else? Anything which is like an item of fixed quantity, not really worth it. You can just farm them yourself. Stamina packs, not really worth it. I mean, it's just a waiting game gacha. So none of the other ones is really worth it. Oh, there's also this one, which is also time limiter. Um, this one is not bad purely because it does have a pretty high, let's say, mm, value per money kind of thing. So you can still get a high amount of crystal or cubes per pound you spend or per dollar you spend. So that's not bad, but it's efficiency wise, it's not as good as monthly pass. And like I said, I don't recommend you guys spending so much right now. Consider you may actually end up re-rolling for Utah, etc. So I don't recommend you guys buy any of this. And then you have those tickets, the gacha ticket packed for different events. This one is not bad if there's actually a good character that you want to summon for. So right now it's like Junpei and Yuji. None of them is worth summoning, so that's kind of why I don't recommend buying them. But maybe in the future when there's like incomplete domain Megumi or there's another version, the Green Gojo, etc., then maybe those are actually worth considering. So that's something you have to make on yourself depending on how much you actually want the character which is featured on the banner. And then what else? This is another one that you can only buy once every month. But honestly speaking, this crystal I don't really think is that useful. It get really expensive to upgrade the skill past level 7 or level 8 anyway, and you won't be doing that on all of your characters. So I don't really think that you'll be in high demand of this kind of chaotic crystal that much. So you can pretty much ignore that as well.